This video will be about us power ranking Dark Souls 3 bosses, but coming from a person who has not played Dark Souls 3 in about, I would say like 4 years. I know I started playing a lot of them like in 2020 and 2021. I don't know if I played Dark Souls 1 before Dark Souls 3 or if I played Dark Souls 3 before Dark Souls 1. Pretty sure I played 1 first, then 3. I skipped 2. Yeah, I think okay, so I'm pretty sure this one I played like 2021 or 2022. So like 4 to 5 years ago. Yeah. This is a power ranking though, so it'd be like what do I think is the strongest and what do I think is the weakest boss? So let's do it. And we're gonna do it based on where you fight them in the game. So it's gonna be more so, you know, all right, I fought them at this point in time. How hard are they? I fought them in this point in time. How hard are they? Like, we have to like actually kinda, you know, do it based on that, not just like, oh, I fought it with like max level after I defeat Slave Knight Gale. No, we're not doing that. We're doing it based on where you fight it at that point in the game. And it should be easy because this game is kind of linear. Keyword kind of. Is it linear? I'm trying to remember. It's mostly linear. Mostly. Mostly. All right, so we're gonna do one is Abyss Watchers. I think for the point you fight them in the game, which is right after you fight where is that fuck ass tree? The tree, yeah, it's like the cursed rotted great wood or crystal sage, depending on how you go about it. Yeah, no, it's actually really difficult. Especially since probably not grinding at this point in the game. You don't have anything really good so far as like weapons that fit your specific like whatever path you're going on in the game. It is it's definitely a difficult boss, and it's something that needs a lot of time and effort, right? But I mean, besides that, like, I don't know. Sorry. My brain is like all over the place right now. I'm trying my best. But what I'm saying is that basically it is a difficult boss fight that will give you a good challenge at that point in the game. Now let's do Aldrich. Aldrich is, I say B. You fight him right after you fight Pontiff Sullen, and like he's not that hard. From what I remember, his most annoying attack would be like the one spell in the sky. It goes like, and then like it shoots. I think like it rains down on you. It kind of rains down on you, like it tracks you. That's annoying because that could be deals a lot of damage. But besides that, it's like low key, it's not that bad. From what I remember. Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering with a different boss, but it's not that bad. It's a good challenge, and like I consider like middle to tier at least here because I don't know why they have S, A, B, C, and D. So let's just assume B is basically C for this case. C is like D, and then D is F. Just assume that. But it is definitely middle of the tier. It'll give you a challenge, but it won't be like more than like 4 tries. Ancient Wyvern is pathetically easy. Is pathetically easy in the sense it's not a boss fight. It's not even one. I guarantee you, you put enough time in, you can kill that guy. If you watch a YouTube video, you can kill him first try. He's literally just a boss fight in the sense that he has a health bar, nothing else. You can't really attack him normally. You have to do like a special critical attack on his head, which you have to go through like a little pathway to get to. So it's just more so like I guess a boss, like a mob rush, kind of like a boss rush thing. Not boss rush. It's like a mob rush, like like in that stuff where like you're trapped in a room and you have to fight a lot of enemies. It's kind of like that, just with a guy at the very end that you need to kill, but it's a one shot, so it's pathetically easy. Champion Gundyr. Is this the right version? Yeah, Ludex is the base version. Champion is hard. I'm not gonna lie, that guy kicked my ass. Much faster than Ludex Gundyr. Doesn't have the mold. I think because the mold is new. Not the mold. What is that? It's like a weird parasite thing. Whatever that thing is. It makes him hard. it makes him easier not having it, and then like he has like a much more varied move set, and he's much more difficult than his base version, which I would say his base version for a beginner boss fight is pretty hard. I would get an A tier, especially at the beginning. Like it's a good challenge if you haven't played any Souls game before. Luckily, I have, so it's not incredibly hard to me, but I'll probably give it B or A for the base version, and the champion version is definitely one of the harder ones. I honestly do not remember. I think this one's annoying just because of the fucking it's weird. Like if it's a boss that's basically a player character, which is some of these are. So it's like, imagine like the mimic from Elden Ring. That's basically what they are. Not what they are. Like not the mimic in the sense they have your same moveset, but they are just a playable character like us, but with different tools or equipment. It's hard. It's not the most challenging. I think the most annoying part is just like maybe it spans a couple things, but you'll get after a couple tries. Crystal Sage is not that bad if you know the gimmick. I think the gimmick, what was the gimmick? Some bullshit gimmick. I'm like half LARPing here. I played the game. I just haven't played it forever. So this, I don't know what I'll tie to this, but it'll probably be like Dark Souls 3 boss ranking, but I'm LARPing kind of. But it is not that hard. Curse, I don't even think this one was hard either. This is easy. I believe this is very easy. Actually, I was thinking this in detail. I don't think this gave me good trouble. I really don't think it did. If it gives me hard trouble, it's here. If it didn't, it's like C or D. Dancer, is it D or is it A? E is incredibly hard, but at the point in the game you fight it, like depending on how you went, and most likely you would fight it, you know, right after you fought most of the other lords that you killed, like the previous fire lords or whatever. Like, it's not bad. It's easy. It's really easy. Like, if you fought already Aldrich and you fought Yorm the Giant, then this guy was pathetically easy. Like it's just nothing. But if you haven't, then he's hard. So I'm putting him B. I fought him after I fought Aldrich and Yorm, and he's still a good challenge. Or she. I do not remember the gender. They were good challenge. Dark Intermediary, obviously one of the hardest bosses in all of Dark Souls 3, and a lot of the Soulsborne bosses in general. I will not lie. I don't think I'll when it comes to a certain comparison, out of most of the DLC bosses, besides like a couple, he's not on. He's not the hardest because there is two specifically DLC bosses that I consider to be the hardest in all Dark Souls 3. We'll get to them when we get to them, but it's still a good challenge, especially one factor that makes it hard that shouldn't be really a factor is the fact that he has, the camera issue, which is like it pans around, goes like, like the camera. So because of that camera issue, it kind of leads to a problem where, you're kind of fighting the boss and the camera at the same time. So it's not really a good comparison. It's really not. Like the other bosses, there's no issues with the camera, and they're still way more challenging than it. I guarantee you, if the camera wasn't an issue for this boss fight, it would be significantly easier. Because it is, it makes it like, well, I honestly, I don't, I won't say that. No, I think it is still a difficult boss fight with or without the camera. I just think the camera makes it like ever so slightly harder. It's still a difficult boss fight. I mean, it's large range attacks, it's fire attacks, especially with the black flame attack. I forgot. I think it's called black flame. I think it's called black flame. That is that is so annoying. Genuinely a nuisance. But you know, it's not the hardest DLC boss. Get to there when we get to them. Deacons of the Deep. It gave me a challenge. I remembered it because I got annoyed by it, but once you figure out the gimmick is easy. It's just I refuse to look up YouTube videos, so I just spent like I think probably like 5 or 6 deaths on this guy. What a waste, too, because like it's not that hard. Demon Prince, A tier. For one of the not the main DLC bosses, but for like I think the second DLC boss, or no, it's part of the second DLC pack, and for being the first boss in it, it's a good challenge. Like that, he'll wreck your ass. At this point in the game, you should have a lot of gear. At that point, you should be ready to fight him more so than you should be for the Abyss Watchers, but they'll still kick your ass, and it's not something to be taken lightly. It's not something to be it's something that you should definitely be prepared for. Especially, I think, what is it? I think I did. I think okay. If I remember correctly, it's the first phase is you're fighting two at them at the same time, and the second phase, I think I don't know if one of them. I think one of the, if you kill whoever you kill first, the other one absorbs it and gets its power set, and it's like depending on who you kill first, it can be a real pain in the ass. Because then I don't know if they get all their health back. I don't remember, but it will copy that move set. And I know one of them was like, I think it might have poison. That was just that one's rough. That one's rough. Dragon Slayer armor is not the hard. It's not an A tier like a difficulty boss, but it's like it'll give you a challenge. It's definitely like of the middle of the tier bosses in challenge, it'll be the hardest one. It's annoying. It's basically executioner and I forgot Dragon Slayer armor, whatever from Dark Souls 1. It's basically that just with a shield. Well, it's not that. It kind of oh, I don't know. It's basically that but with the shield because the guy didn't have the shield originally. I said that playable characters as bosses are hard in this game. That's the sole exception against that rule. It's really easy. It's it is easy to the point where you can tell that it was made for people to invade you, so that it gives you a challenge because the base version is just it's not hard. It's so easy. It's so sad. Ludex Gundyr. I don't even I just at least I know it's a good I said before it's a good challenge. But it's not particularly one that goes outside the range of this game. It's like, all right, first time I got killed, obviously, second time still got killed. Third time I got used to it because it's a sure it's quicker than Dark Souls 1 moveset, but if you played Bloodborne, which I had before this, it's kind of basically like a Bloodborne boss in speed, so it's not that bad. That's the thing too. If you played Dark Souls 1 and then went straight to this game, it would feel like a massive kick in the balls because it's like you don't it's so fast, they're much quicker and it's a massive issue in of itself. But if you played Bloodborne before this, Dark Souls 3, it is basically the same speed as Bloodborne, maybe a little bit slower actually. And so it's just you're used to that speed and you're used to the attacks of that May. Dark Souls 1 is really slow. That's why the Abyss not Abyss Watcher. What's the name? Abyss Knight. Something. Not that Abyss. I don't know. Something about the one knight that like got corrupted by the Abyss. You'll know. You'll know. I don't need to say the name. He's he's the hardest one in that. If I ever do Dark Souls 1 ranking, he will be the one that I guarantee you I will remember specifically to put him as the hardest one because he kicked my ass the most. Not Dark Eater Manus or whatever. No, him. That specific guy from the DLC kicked my ass so many times. I literally had to change my entire playset just so I had a chance. But we'll talk about it when we get there. But basically, what I'm saying is, if you played Bloodborne before Dark Souls 3, then this game is easy. I mean, not this game. Ludex Gundyr is comparably easy. Lothric and Lorien. Now, Lothric and Lorien, I put them A. They're a good challenge, and especially if you don't know the gimmick that you have to kill the little guy in the back. Like actually kill him before you can kill the main guy. He'll revive his brother, and I will kick you in the balls because you probably run out of heals by the time he does that, and then you'll die. But if you do know that, it makes it easy. But for the first couple of tries, you won't know that, and even if you do know that gimmick, teleportation's rough. The moveset is complicated, and they are comparatively pretty fast, especially for a guy that's disabled. So, you know, it's difficult. Nameless King. We'll leave you later. I don't know where to put him. I really don't know. Osiris. He gives you a challenge, which is more than I can say about these guys. They're just like easy, but it's just in the middle of the tier, really. Probably the weak. I would say Aldrich gave me more trouble than this guy. He's just nothing. Old Demon King is actually pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. He kicked my ass a couple of times. He definitely kicked my ass. But once you get it, it's like it's easy. It's harder than Ludwig's Gundyr, but definitely easier than Dragon Slayer armor. Bottom Sullen. Oh my lord, this guy was an issue. Actually, well, I say he's the hardest one of the A tier. I will say that because comparatively to everyone else that you're fighting in this game, he feels the most. No, that's Abyss Watchers. I was gonna say more like a Bloodborne boss. That's Abyss Watchers. He feels like a. I don't know. I don't know how to describe him. I do not remember most of his moves. I know I like tell from the photo. Or the little image they have of him. He has his red sword and his blue sword. But even then, it's like he wasn't that difficult. I just don't really think he was that much of an issue for me comparatively to other bosses. And I don't know, but like I remember the feelings he gave me, and they were hatred. I hated him so much. He just kicked my ass over and over again. But at the end of it, though, it was a good challenge. It was not an annoying, bullshit challenge. It was a good wordy fight that definitely put him on the top of 82. He is a great, wonderful boss, and it's just very difficult. But sadly, does not get into S tier. You know who does? Sister Frida. I hate this woman and everything she stands for. I played the DLC one. Half of my playtime on DLC one for Dark Souls 3 was her. I could not stand. I could not, I cannot stand fighting her. Oh my lord. A gun to my head, you ask me, gun to my head, would I rather get shot or fight her again? I would get shot. I cannot. Oh my lord. Everything in that boss fight made me want to like cry so badly. Like her first phase is so unassuming, but like it will kick your ass. The second phase is actually, I'd say, a reprieve. You know, I mean, the old man is annoying objectively, and his fire attacks are bullshit. Let's be real. But it's Sister Free is not as aggressive on you, so like it makes it somewhat easier. But then the third phase, oh my lord, she just goes up to like she be that literally, yeah, no. Abyss Watcher's kind of like a Bloodborne. Her, she's just straight up Bloodborne. I can guarantee you when I finally get to the Bloodborne DLC, which is taking me like forever to get to that, and I have to fight that lady in the watchtower. I've seen videos of it. It looks exactly like her, just exactly the same. Like the speed is insane. The way that her flames, one of her moves is just I think there's like one of them in both the phase one and phase three that she get brings back. I think she maybe has a phase two. I don't remember. That just insta kills you. If you don't look out for it, it just kills you in your fuck. Like, and in the phase three, she just goes like a mega fast, like doing all these flashy move sets. And if you're not careful, she'll just even if you have a lot of health, one, two, maybe three shots, you're dead. It's such an issue in this game because for being a DLC boss, it feels appropriate that she's this difficult, but she will kick your ass, objectively, my lord. Now, I'll save you, Slave Knight Girl, for later. Now, Soul Cinder. I actually don't know. I'm not putting him as here. He's not that hard. I don't know. That feels wrong. No, that feels right for my playthrough. I defeated every single DLC boss and then I fought Soul Cinder, which is kind of not fair. I will admit that. But the fact he still killed me a couple of times, like before, like he still killed me a couple of times before I was able to kill him, which might say I'm bad at the game, but it shows he's actually a good challenge. I think he's a good challenge, and I think he will. He's definitely harder than like Abyss Watchers, Dark Demon Prince, and Lothar Galorian. He's definitely harder than them. And for that, he wasn't as difficult as Ponta Sullivan, but I think he would have been more difficult if I fought him in the correct order you're supposed to fight him, and not after, playing all the DLC and getting all the gear. But he's a great challenge nonetheless, and deserves to be an A tier. Now we have the Boreal Valley. He's quite literally just in the middle. He's a good challenge. I mean, at that point, you don't have a lot of health. You don't have, I don't think, any unique weapons or any unique armor besides the one that you get from your character selection. You don't have anything. So he's a great second boss, but besides that, he's just meh. He's difficult, but he's not pathetically easy either. We have high. God, what he does, and I still know he's easy. It's not hard. I think I killed him on like the second try. He's assuming because he's just in darkness. And I think it's like the gas, whatever, in the darkness that kills you. But like besides that, he's easy. Also, this guy, he's only hard because you have to get to the sword. When you get to the sword, it's easy. Easiest boss fight ever. And that's how he is. All right, let's do Nameless King first, because I want to glaze Slave Nightingale. I will glaze him in a little bit. Nameless King. Let's see. He is hard. And I remember when I fought him at the point in the game you're supposed to fight him. He gave me a good challenge. He was not easy. Kicked my ass. The dragon is deceptively easy. It seems easy, but if you're not careful, he'll kill you in the first phase. The second phase, obviously, you know, he actually gets off the dragon and you fight him mano a mano. Will kick your ass a bunch of times. Cause he looks like a deceptively easy boss, but like his attacks just like he's hard. He's just I don't know how to describe it. Like he seems like he should be easy because none of his movesets are like really insane or crazy, but he deals a good bit of damage and he's quick on his feet surprisingly. I'll say he's S tier. I'll put him above Champion Gundyr. He gave me more challenge than him, but he's not. He's just comparatively these guys are like I want to die. He makes me mad. These two make me want to kill. Okay, these two make me want to kill myself. And this uh I don't. Wait, can I go back here? Nope, not there, not there. Nope. I'm gonna say they're equal. Sure, he's above her. Pause. But no, I think they're equal. Like all three of these bosses make me want to kill myself. These two especially. Like he is just. I mean, he's a wonderful boss. I think he has the highest HP in the entire game. I think well, besides, like base, I'm not talking like Sister Frida where like she's just for fives or something. Like even if you have the best gear and you max out on strength and everything, he will take forever to kill. He is quick on his feet for the first phase. His second phase, he actually stands up and then he's such a sick cinematic. Like I think it's like the blood of the Dark Soul drips onto his sword or whatever, and then it's like he actually recollects everything and then picks up his weapon like an actual man and fights you like a proper knight. And it's so good, and he's actually difficult because his moveset is deceptively easy, same as Nameless King. Nothing crazy, but bow and arrow, holy magic. His his cape has two different attacks that are annoying to dodge. Like is deceptively easy how he looks, but he's hard. His first phase is he's really quick, he's really fast on his feet, and you need to take a lot of time to make sure you don't get killed by that. Like, because he's basically like a raging monster first phase. And the second and third is like he's like a mano, and he's just hard. He's extremely difficult to kill, and especially since he is such a large health pool that if you die to him, you need to restart all the way from the beginning, and it is probably one of the longest boss fights in this entire game. Like, I'll be honest, he gave me like an amazing challenge, and for that, like he has to be on par with Sister Frida. Sure, it's not anything crazy comparatively. Like he doesn't like the only special gimmick he really has is like his large health pool, but like such a well-made challenge and how he moves and everything. Like I don't know. I think he was a great challenge, and I think he is definitely one of the hardest boss fights. He's one of the hardest bosses in this entire game. And that's my list for this. I mean, I'm looking at it again. Do I agree with this? Do I agree with Nameless King, Champion Gundyr, Walter Solomon, Soul of Cinder, Abyss Watchers, Demon Prince, Lothar Galorian? Being Dancer is below. What? Oh, there we go. Okay. That is an ugly. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why, but Volt, Lundux, and Old Demon King above Dancer. Dancer is definitely harder than all of them. So sorry about that. That is sad. There you go. I think that is fair for all of them. Yeah. Like all these are kind of like the you know these are the no-name bosses, and then from Ludwig's Gate upwards, they're the actual challenge. Yeah, I think this is my list. All right, well, that's my video, and thank you for watching.